All right, welcome to Chrysanthemum versus Chamomile. Now, the reason we're looking at these two is because they are two of the world's most popular healing herbs. And in the West, chamomile is more known. And in the East, chrysanthemum is more known. In fact, sometimes in the East, it's called the chamomile of the East. So, but they have different properties and slightly different functions. So let's dive in a little bit. So chrysanthemum, which is your Chrysanthemum morifolium or your Chrysanthemum indicum. Your chamomile, again, we've got two varieties, right? We've got your German, which is your Maturicaria recutita, or your Roman chamomile, which is your Chamomillum nobile. And I did a whole video on the nuances between these two. They're very similar. Go check that video out for that. Here we're looking at chrysanthemum versus chamomile. Now, in China, chrysanthemum is one of the 50 fundamental healing herbs. So this goes to the core, right? This is an important herb, same as chamomile. It's kind of one of your fundamental healing herbs. Both herbs are calming. Both herbs soothe. They both can do colds and flus. They have a lot of places where they can overlap. One of the beginning differences that you're going to notice is chrysanthemum really is probably better known and better at clearing what's known as wind heat, red eyes, sore throats, aches and pains that move all over the place, liver heat things rising, that sort of stuff. Chamomile is its strengths are going to start to show up in particular when you get into digestive issues. So that's kind of one of the big initial kind of differences between the two. If you've got something that's going digestive oriented, you're going to lean towards your chamomile. If you've got something that's dealing more with wind and heat, kidney, liver, you're going to start looking at chrysanthemum. Now, chrysanthemum is a sweet, bitter, and slightly cold herb. It also has some interesting moistening and astringing properties. Chamomile doesn't really have the moistening, astringing thing going on. Roman chamomile, bitter, slightly sweet, aromatic, neutral. This is one of the key qualities of chamomile, neutral, German or Roman, right? They can help balance out a warm or a hot formula or condition, whereas chrysanthemum really is considered slightly cold. So you can see again this wind heat favoring property. In traditional Chinese medicine, chamomile is going to be your removal of qi stagnation. Again, this idea of qi stagnating in particular in the stomach, this idea of stuck, it's creating nausea and upset, agitation, calming, right? All that stuck qi can build up the emotional energies, helps release to the exterior. Chrysanthemum is going to be this idea again of dispersing wind, releasing the wind back out of the body. It purifies the mind. So not only does it calm the body, but it's this idea that it cleanses the mind as well. It's very deeply associated with longevity and this legendary healing capacity. And part of that is this mental processing of getting rid of this junk that's hanging out in your head. Mild gin tonic, purifying the blood. So there again, some slight differences there. Chrysanthemum is one of the 50 fundamental herbs in traditional Chinese medicine. You definitely want to go check out our website to find out more about this fundamental herb. It's beautiful, has wonderful stories around it, wonderful healing capacities, similar to chamomile, but different. And if you got a question or comment, please leave it below. I'd love to hear from you. There you go, two of the world's great cure-all healing plants.